hindi tulukuhan. No?
Ito ang matapang na pahayag ni Secretary Vince Dizon sa lahat ng sangkot sa anomalya ng flood control.
That we are serious. We are serious about this. The President is serious. I am serious about this. So,
Ipinag-utos din ng kalihim ang pansamantalang pagpapatigil ng local bidding at request sa DOJ ng lookout order sa mga sangkot na personalidad tulad ni Henry Alcantara, Sara Diskaya, Curly Diskaya at ibang pang mga contractors.
kaya today I will issue an order to pause all the ongoing bidding. Infrastructure projects, all DPWH. The second thing, I have just signed a request to the Justice Secretary, copy furnished the Bureau of Immigration for a request for a lookout order for these individuals.
Samantala nagbahagi din ng update si Senator Marcoleta na siyang chairman ng Blue Ribbon Committee kaugnay sa kanilang ginagawang investigasyon.
Merong nandyan sa ibang bansa. Malay mo, baka umuwi naman sila. Hindi ko naman sinabi na nagtago. Kusang tumakas. Hindi. Kasi sa informasyon, inahanap nga kung present sila, may nagsasabing nasa ibang bansa.
Panoorin pa natin ito. Pero bago yan, huwag kang limutang mag-like at subscribe para sa mga pinakabagong balita.
So I will just make two announcements. Number one, I have ordered, or I will order today, a pause to all biddings of locally funded projects nationwide. Pause. Why ako nagpapapause? Bakit ako nagpapapause? Kasi kailangan muna naming i-review at aralin based on the President's directive to clean house. Okay? So, the President does not want any more money of the government, of the DPWH, thrown sa ilog. Sabi nga, use his own words. Ayaw na niyang matapon na naman sa ilog ang mga pera at ang mga proyekto ng taong bayan. Kaya, today, I will issue an order to pause all the ongoing bidding of the locally funded projects. Foreign assisted projects will continue. Kasi yon, kampante tayo na maayos yon dahil nakabantay ang ating mga advisors, ang ating mga foreign funders doon. Pero yung locally funded projects na binibid ng national, regional, district, pinapapos ko today.
All infrastructure projects?
All DPWH, locally funded projects, national flood control, roads, lahat mo na pause. I'm giving our new team 2 weeks maximum. 2 weeks maximum para maglagay kami ng safeguards dito sa mga prosesong ito. At i-develop natin yan in the next few days and week bago tayo, at i-anunsyo ko kung ano yung mga yan sa mga susunod na linggo, siguro as early as Monday, i-anunsyo na namin yan at i-implement na natin yan bago tayo maging kampante na susunod ang lahat sa direktiba ng Presidente na hindi na pwede itong mga nangyari nung nakaraan. So, that's the first. I will announce what safeguards we are going to put in place. Monday or Tuesday. Okay? So, yun ang unang-unang mangyayari today. The second thing, I have just signed a request to the Justice Secretary, copy furnished the Bureau of Immigration, for a request for a lookout order for these individuals listed here. And I will enumerate. Okay, I will enumerate. The lookout order that I have requested, the DOJ and the Bureau of Immigration are on. OIC Assistant Regional Director Henry C. Alcantara. OIC District Engineer Bryce Erickson D. Hernandez. OIC Assistant District Engineer J.P.D. Mendoza. Engineer Ernesto C. Galang, Planning and Design Section, Gato, DPWH. Engineer John Michael E. Ramos, Construction Section. Engineer Norberto L. Santos, Quality Assurance and Hydrology Section. Engineer Jaime R. Hernandez, Maintenance Section. Flora Lynn Y. Simbulan, Administrative Section. Juanito C. Mendoza, Finance Section. Engineer Benedict J. Matawaran, Procurement Unit. Mr. Alex H. Abidillo, President, Legacy Construction Corporation. Ms. Cesara C. Discaya and Pacifico F. Discaya, President and AMO, respectively, Alpha and Omega General Contractor and Development Corporation. Ms. Maria Roma Angeline D. Rimando, Owner and Manager, St. Timothy Construction Corporation. Mr. Alan B. Kirante, Owner, Proprietor, QM Builders. Mr. Ernie G. Bagaw, Owner, Proprietor, EGB Construction Corporation. Mr. Yumir S. Villanueva, President, Top Notch Catalyst Builders, Inc. Ms. Aderma Angeli D. Alcazar, President, CEO, SunWest Incorporated. Mr. Edgar S. Acosta, President, High Tone Construction and Development Corporation. Mr. Wilfredo M. Natividad, Owner, General Manager, 888 Construction and Supply, Inc. Mr. Romeo C. Miranda, President, AMO, Royal Crown Monarch Construction and Supplies Corp. Mr. Alan V. Arevalo, General Manager, Wawaw Builders. Ms. Marjorie O. Samidan, Authorized Managing Officer, MG Samidan Construction. Mr. Luistro R. Tiki, President, LR Tiki Builders, Inc. And Mr. Ryan Willie D. Uy, Proprietor, Road Edge Trading and Development Services. I would like to thank the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee and the House committees because we based this list on their ongoing investigation. So, kung at sino yung mga inimbitahan, sinumpina, ito ang pinagbasihan natin. Hindi ito final na listahan kung may kinakailangan pang ipa-request ng lookout order sa mga susunod na araw at susunod na linggo, magdadagdag kami dito sa listahan ito. But we will be giving copies to the media, but this has already been sent to the Secretary of Justice and to Commissioner Joel Viado of the Bureau of Immigration. So,
Inuwag po ni Department of Public Works and Highways o DPWH Secretary na si Vince Dizon ang Anti-Graft and Corruption Practices Committee na itinatag ng dating kalihim nito na si Manuel Bonoan para imbestigahan ang umano'y katiwalian sa mga flood control project ng ahensya. Ito ay para bigyan daan ang Anti-Graft Corruption Task Force na itinatag ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Ayon po kay Secretary Dizon, hindi tama na ang ahensya mismo ang magsisiyasat sa sarili nitong mga opisyal at proyekto. Ipaniliwanag ng kalihim na ang bagong pamunuan ng DPWH ay magsasagawa ng sariling pagsusuri sa mga proyekto at ipapasa ang lahat ng impormasyon sa Independent Commission na itinatag ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. para imbestigahan ang mga irregularidad. Giit po ni Secretary Dizon, hindi dapat ang sariling kagawaran ang nag-iimbestiga ng mga ito. Maling-mali na sila ang magsisiyasat sa kanilang mga sarili. Pakinggan natin po ang bahagi ng pahayag ni DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon.
you mean the Independent Commission? The Independent Commission is independent. It's independent. No. I mean, our role is to cooperate with the Independent Commission. No, yun po ang sinabi ng Pangulo, mag-create. And I think that is the wisdom of the President, no? Na magtayo ng Independent Commission at ang role ng DPWH doon ay mag-cooperate sa Independent Commission.
Tinig po yan ni Secretary Vince Dizon. Magsisilbing pangunahing layunin ng Independent Commission ang investigasyon sa mga aligasyon ng katiwalian sa proyekto at pagrerekomenda ng mga hakbang laban sa mga sangkot. Idinagdag po ni Secretary Dizon na wala pang anunsyo si Pangulong Marcos nang buuin ang internal committee ng DPWH. Bukas naman po si Bonoan sa pagbubuwag ni Dizon sa binuo niyang task force. Nilinaw niya na kaya lang naman niya ginawang Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Committee ay para maging platform na sumbungan ng taong bayan kung may nakikitang anomalya sa kawani ng departamento. Samantala, tumanggi po si Pangulong Marcos na magkomento sa ulat na posibleng mapasama si Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong sa Independent Commission. Sinabi po ng Pangulo na hindi pa kumpleto ang plano kaya hindi pa siya magsasalita tungkol dito. Bukas naman po si Secretary Dizon kung magiging bahagi ng bubuing committee si Magalong. Samantala, itinakda naman po ni Secretary Dizon ng 60 araw para purgahin ang kagawaran. Sinabi niyang bibigyan nila ang sarili ng 30 hanggang 60 araw upang ayusin at muling isaayos ang organisasyon. Naniniwala rin po si Secretary Dizon na mahirap ang proseso pero kailangan upang maibalik ang tiwala ng publiko. Pakinggan natin muli ang bahagi ng pahayag ni DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon.
Dalawa lang naman po ang direktiba ng Pangulo. Unang-una, kailangan ng internal cleansing. Binibigyan po natin ang sarili natin ng hanggang 60 days. Hopefully, ma-normalize natin ang sitwasyon sa DPWH in 60 days. Pero equally important, if not even more important, ang sabi ng Pangulo, yung mga proyekto na kinakailangan ng mga kababayan natin, na nakita niya na either, to use his own words, guni-guni o substandard, kailangan ayusin.
Tinig po ni Secretary Vince Dizon. Iginit naman po ni dating DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan na iniwan niya ang kagawaran na may malinis na konsyensya. Pakinggan po natin ang pahayag ni former DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan.
I'm leaving it with a clear conscience, actually naman, that I did the best that I can. In my tenure in the Department of Public Works and Highways, I have worked with professional people in the department. Talagang ako naman dito. But I'm sure that we have done something good.
Ayan po ang tinig ni former DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan. Oras muna, alas 9:10 po ng umaga. Meron tayong breaking news.
At kaugnay niya na kapapasok lang na balita, Public Works and Highways Secretary Vince Dizon pansamantala munang sinuspinde ang lahat ng bidding para po sa mga locally funded projects ng DPWH. Sa loob po ng 2 linggo po ito. Ipinatutupad niya ito para bigyan ng sapat na panahon ng kanyang team para makabuo po ng safeguards, no? Yung mga pamamaraan laban sa mga ghost project. Humiling din si Dizon ng lookout order mula sa Department of Justice laban sa ilang opisyal ng Public Works at mga executive na mga kontratistang nasangkot sa mga irregularidad. So yun yung ILBO, no? Immigration Lookout Bulletin, no? Ay nanunsyo niya ang mga kautosang ito sa seremonyang formal na paglipat doon sa turnover ng kanyang mula po sa dating kalihim ng transportasyon, yung turnover ceremony naman nila.
So, this is all part of the President's directives to hold people to account and to make sure that the department is cleansed from these people who have unfortunately not taken care of the people's money. So, those are my 2 announcements. Sorry, I'll just take 1 question because I need to rush. I'm very sorry.
Sir, are we afraid ba na lalabas to sa bansa? And yung bang pinangalanan niyo, sir, nasa loob pa? And then second, would you be going to inspect personally some projects probably in Bulacan?
Yes, I will be inspecting in the next few days. In fact, I will go to Bulacan tomorrow. I will just inform the media where we will go, but we will go to Bulacan tomorrow. The first question, first of all, I don't know these people, so I'm supposing because they have been called in Congress that they are still here, but we just want to make sure. No, we just want to make sure. Lookout ito, request for lookout. Wala pa namang kaso, so walang basis for a departure order of any of that sort. But I think more than making sure that they don't leave the country and all that, I think what the President wants to send here, by the way, kasama to sa mga direktiba ng ating Pangulo, what the President wants to send, wants to show here, he is sending a very clear and strong message to everyone that we are serious. We are serious about this. the President is serious, I am serious about this. So, hindi to lokohan. No? And you will find out in the next few days and weeks just how serious the President is. So, hintayin nyo na lang yung mga susunod pang mga gagawin natin upon the President's directives.
Secretary, clarification lang na mabilis. Yun pong order ninyo to pause all locally funded projects nationwide. Just the bidding. How about yung ongoing projects na?
I-review natin yun. At babantayan natin yun. Yung mga nabid na-award na kailangan yun, babantayan natin. At hindi tayo papayag ng ghost, hindi tayo papayag ng substandard. Babantayan natin lahat yan. Pero yung mga pinapabid pa lang, kailangan dun pa lang sa bidding, nakabantay na tayo. Wala na akong magagawa dun sa mga nabid na-award na. No? Pero yung mga hindi pa, pause muna.
Thank you.
We were assured, yes. But only with the safeguards. So, meron tayong mga i-announce na safeguards. By the way, I will be consulting with former DPWH secretaries. This weekend, I'm meeting with former Secretary Ping De Jesus and former Secretary Babe Singson. Next week, I will also be meeting former Secretary Mark Villar because I need all the help I can get to, to try to move as quickly as we can because the President does not want to waste any time here. Yes, next week also. I mean, I need all the inputs from the people who have sat in this chair. No, I need to listen to everyone. So, yun po. Yun lang po. I will now again, congratulations, Sec Banner. I would have loved to have asked you to join me in DPWH, but BOTR is too important. And again, ulitin ko, when the President asked me for a name, I only gave one name. I only gave the name of now Acting Secretary Giovanni Lopez. So with that, thank you very much.
Who would like to start? Okay, go ahead.
Good morning po. Zeus Legafi po from DZMM. Sir Lopez, yung ano po natin, for clarification lang din po siguro and para po alam natin lahat, ano po ang inyong first order of business? Ngayon pong official na po na ipasa sa inyo yung liderato ng DOTR. Salamat po.
Ang first order of business ko po, actually, nung tinanong ko may schedule ni Secretary. At ang dami pala. At kailangan kong ituloy. Tapos tinulong po, nag-execom po kami. At tinanong ko rin ko ang mga deadlines na binigay ni Secretary Vince. Tinanong ko rin yung mga hindi pa nababayaran. At yun po ay kailangan kong talagang gawin na ngayon at ipagpapatuloy lang. It's not actually first order of business. It's more of I have to double down on my duties and responsibilities. This time as an acting secretary.
Good morning, sir. Bernard Ferrer, PTV4. To Sec Vince muna, sir. Siguro, sir, yung message or ano ba yung payo nyo kay Sec Lopez?
Payo?
Yeah.
Payo. Hindi, I think, the most important thing we need to do now is to ensure that everything that has been started upon the directives of the President continues. And pabilisan pagalo. No? So, kaya natawa ako dun sa sagot ni Sec Banner. Kasi, wala talagang first order of business to eh. Ang order of business nito, lahat eh. No? Everything, meaning from the railways. For example, I think the Secretary will be going to Japan for a road show for the O&M of the NSCR. That's very critical. No? But at the same time, he has to make sure that the subway is gets on track. And that's why at 6 a.m., I already saw him at the Ortigas station with Mayor Vico. No? So, it's really everything. No? So, my advice, ang payo ko kay Sec Banoy is simple lang. trust the good people of DOTR. They have served the country well, and just be the bastonero that I know you are. That's it. You just have to make sure that everybody performs. No, and pagka ganon, you trust the right people and unrelenting ka sa pagbabaston, then things will happen. You will see them happen, and the people will see them happen. So, kaya mo yan.
Thank you, Seca Lopez. Sir, nakakalahati na po yung Marcos administration and very critical, yung mga big ticket projects ng government, especially sa right-of-way. Paano po ninyo matitiyak na magtutuloy-tuloy yung big ticket projects ng government at yung iba pa pong may kaugnayan sa transportation, especially the rehabilitation ng busway, and may nakaumang pang provisional fare increase sa pampublikong jeepney?
Una dun sa right-of-way issue, no? Medyo mapalad po tayo na nung dumating kami dito with SecBins, nakita niya na ang problema, ginawa niya na ng solusyon. Una, kumuha siya ng isang bastonero namin sa right-of-way, si ASEC IC. At talaga naman ang pagkagaling ni ASEC IC. As a matter of fact, kung masabi ko lang, itong subway natin, by end of this year, sa tingin namin, we can target a 95% right-of-way completion, and second quarter of next year, 100%. So, yun, kailangan ko lang ipagpatuloy. Sabi nga ni Secretary, we have to be relentless. Hindi po hihinto ang trabaho ng DOTR pagdating sa right-of-way. Pangalawa naman, pagdating sa busway natin, ongoing na po ang procurement. Kahit papaano, I have a first-hand info here, kasi I was in charge of procurement. Yan, tinututukan talaga ni Secretary Vince ang ating busway, mga project implementation. Pagdating naman sa fare increase, no? At alam naman po natin na this is something not a mere approval. Kailangan po ng public consultation dito. Kailangan po ng hearing dito. Kailangan po meron tayong makuha ding komento at pananaw ang DepEd. Kasi ang pagtataas ng presyo, alam natin, makikinabang ang mga super at operator, pero kailangan din natin aralin ang gastos naman na lumaki pagdating sa pasahero. So we should always have to strike a balance that is both beneficial amongst the parties involved. So mga kasap, I'm going to talk to LTFRB, to Yusek Mon Reyes, kung paano namin maayos itong provisional fare increase.
Paulo? Hello, good morning po. To my fellow Vedan, Secretary Chufanda in all things, sir. God may be glorified. Sec, tanong ko lang two questions first. First is the PUV modernization, yung mga concerns ng mga jeepney driver. Under your watch, paano nyo po ito masisiguro na you strike a balance between modernizing public transport and yung needs po ng ating mga chuper?
Again, yun nga, medyo mapalad ako kasi sabi niya sa mga problemang sinusyonan na ni Secretary Vince. Una, dito sa modernization, sabi niya nga, we have to open up the market para at least bumaba. It's a free market, mas maganda po yun. Pangalawa, sabi nila, we have to extend basically the compliance para dito sa ating mga gustong sumali sa ating programa. Pero make no mistake, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang ating programa. Ngayon, ipinaglalaban namin sa aming budget ang service contracting at meron pa tayong fuel subsidy. Ito po ay kung mahintulad natin to kahit papaano sa isang subsidiya ng pamahalaan para sa ating mga driver, operator. So ito yung mga programa po na napapaloob sa ating kagawaran at ngayon kailangan ko lang siyang ipagpatuloy at kung may nakikita kami kailangan baguhin kahit papaano, sa tingin po namin maliliit na lang po ito na issues at kayang resolbahin.
Apo. Sir, yung department order, last time I talked to Secretary Vince, may inaasahan yata tayo yung department order, sir, for the sa motorcycle taxis, kung kailan matatapos yung pilot status niya. Palagay niyo, sir, meron ba tayong target date kung kailan full-fledged na parang part na talaga siya ng transport infrastructure or ng public utility ng ating bansa, Sec?
Pinapasadaan na lang daw ng isa pang beses for final review. At hopefully we can update you by next week so that we can give you the exact date and time where we can issue and approve the DO.
Oh, just for context lang, yung DO, sir, parang ito yung magpapatibay na ano na siya, di ba? Talagang kasama na mag-e-end. Kasi parang, I think, may mga laws pa yata, or through DO, sir, automatic recta na sila.
Kailangan pa rin na magbalangkas ng batas.
Yes.
Pero itong department order natin para sa motorcycle taxes natin, at least this will give them the color of legality to prior routes and to at least magbibigay ito ng kumpiyansa sa mga mananakay ng ating mga motorcycle taxis.
To Sec Vince, ang daming public opinion sa'yo sa social media na, you know, and you've served through different administrations. So many are now wondering, are you still gonna stay as an empleyado ng gobyerno? No higher ambitions for 2028?
Unang-una, buti na nga wala akong social media, so hindi ko nababasa. Pero to your question, direct answer, no way. I will stay here, and in fact, I'm already very much looking forward to 2.5 years from now, when hopefully I will be back in the private sector. So that is my plan. So there is no
Paano, sir,
kawawa naman yung
tawagin ka in ng next administration?
kawawa naman kayo sa akin.
Hypothetically, sir, tawagin ka ng next administration? Whoever.
To serve in the executive?
In the executive.
Yan, I will always consider that. Kasi to me, you know, like I always say, kami ni Sec Banoy, pareho kami ng we're cut from the same cloth. Trabahante nga kami. Trabaho lang kami. Wala kaming dito. Wala kaming ibang intensyon, wala kaming trabaho lang kami. Kung anong utos sa amin, kung ano ang makakabuti sa mga kababayan natin, yun lang kami. And if, you know, me, and I think I can speak for him also, are asked to serve, guma kami na kami sa gobyerno. When you're called to serve, you have to serve. Ganun lang yan. Pero as for the other question, no way. Baka si Yusek Banoy, si Sec Banoy, pwede mong tanungin.
Thank you very much po.
Yeah. So I can't help not be a little emotional today because, first of all, all of this happened, the last 48 hours, I think, more or less. And I feel even more emotional because that's why medyo emotional ako kasi, you know, siyempre napamahal na sa akin itong organisasyon. Nakita ko na posible, pero wala eh. So, as a good soldier, good employee, we follow what our boss tells us to do. And yun ang role namin ni Secretary Banoy. So with that, I will, to the DOTR family, I'm sorry if you're watching now. I'm sorry, this is not a proper goodbye, but I promise I will come back here to say the proper goodbyes in the next few weeks. It's just that medyo may trabaho lang ng konti sa kabila, sa iyong brother, sa ating brother agency, sa DPWH. At medyo maraming ang kailangan gawin doon, maraming ibang paghamon doon na kailangan natin i-address agad-agad. So, to the DOTR family, I love you. Thank you so much for the 6 months. Pero magkatuwang naman tayo, magkapatid naman tayo at magkikita tayo madalas. No? At marami tayong gagawin together. So, and to Secretary Banoy, brother, kaya mo yan. O kaya mo yan. At nagtitiwala ang Pangulo sa'yo, nagtitiwala ang kabinete sa'yo, nagtitiwala ang mga taga-DOTR sa'yo, at I'm sure magtitiwala din ang taong bayan sa'yo. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello. Thank you very much, Secretary Vince, for that heartfelt, emotional message. I'm sure madami sa kanila, sir, hintay na umiyak kayo. But, yes, but seriously, sir,
ako sa problema.
we also feel the pain, but as you mentioned, there are no goodbyes. But before we introduce the acting secretary, let me just provide you some of his credentials for you to really know him. To for many of us, we just sorry again. Yeah. For many of us, we call him Secretary Banoy or Secretary B. Okay. Hold on for a minute. Okay. The new and acting Secretary of the Department of Transportation took his oath before President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Monday, September 1, 2025. A lawyer by profession and a certified public accountant, Acting Secretary Giovanni Lopez has been in the Department of Transportation since 2017 and rose from the ranks as the agency's Director for Legal Service. He also held key positions, including Assistant Secretary for Procurement and Assistant Secretary for Project Implementation, and eventually as Chief of Staff of former Transportation Secretary Art Tugade. In November 2022, Secretary Lopez was also named Executive Director of the Land Transportation Office. Prior to his appointment as Acting Secretary of the DOTR, Secretary Lopez served as Senior Undersecretary for former Transportation and now Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon, where he handled the agency's administration, finance, and procurement matters. A native of Cagayan, Secretary Lopez finished BS Accountancy as cum laude at St. Paul University in Tuguegarao City and Bachelor of Laws at the San Beda University, Manila. So without further ado, let me present Acting Secretary Banoy Lopez.
Salamat po. Munti ko po hindi nakilala yung sarili ko. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Magandang umaga to my secretary, Secretary Vince Dizon. So let me begin with this. I'm not a politician. Speaking in front of cameras is not something that I'm most comfortable with. Nakaugalian po namin ni Sec Vince at nakasanayan na nasa kalsada kami, nasa lansangan, kung saan pwede kaming mag-inspeksyon ng ating mga paliparan, ng ating mga pantalan, riles ng tren, stasyon ng tren, ng ating mga road infra projects tulad ng busway, Cebu BRT, Davao, at kung saan maaari ka namin makasalamuha at makausap ang mga commuters. Sapagkat naniniwala kami ni Sec Vince, dito nangyayari ang tunay na trabaho. If there's something I want the people to think of me as an acting secretary, it is simply I acted. Kaya sasamantalahin ko na po ngayon ang pagkakataon upang makapagpasalamat akong personal kay Secretary Vince. Nabanggit ko na to kay Sec Vince at uulitin ko po. Isa pong biyaya na nakilala ko siya at higit sa lahat, isa pong tunay na karangalan na nakatrabaho siya. Sec Vince kind of leadership sets the gold standard that every secretary should follow in every department. I repeat, the gold standard. Ang dami ko pong natutunan kay Secretary Vince. Pero may dalawang bagay na nangingibabaw. Una, ang interes at kapakanan ng commuter ang inuuna. Kung gusto po talaga nating solusyonan at tugunan ang problema ng mga commuter, kailangan natin lumabas sa ating opisina. We have to go out in the field, see the problem, and fix it in real time. Pangalawa, accountability, ang pananagutan. Sec Vince showed me that accountability saves lives. Kailangan natin kastiguin at panagutin ang mga abusadong operators. Kailangan natin kastiguin at panagutin ang mga barumbadong driver, ang mga bastos na pasahero. Higit sa lahat, kailangan natin panagutin ang mga corrupt na opisyal at tiwaling kawani ng departamento. For us, ni Sec Vince, this should be non-negotiable. I repeat, these are non-negotiable. Ito po ang pamantayan ni Secretary Vince na ipagpatuloy kong sundin. This is the standard that I will continue to follow. Bilang isa sa kanyang undersecretary, nakasama po ako ni Sec Vince sa pag-inspection ng mga proyekto, sa mga dialogo sa mga stakeholders, at minsan paglulunsad ng mga proyektong makabuluhan tulad ng Love Bus. Pero aking napansin at sinabi din naman sa akin ni Sec. Vince, ang tunay na sukatan ng pamumuno ay hindi lamang sa talumpati, kundi ang pagpapakita ng presensya kung saan nararamdaman natin ang tunay na problema at ang agarang pagresolba nito. Now, the responsibility falls on me to continue the mission that Secretary Vince started. My previous designations and positions in the Department of Transportation have always been focused on action and implementation. Service roles that demanded concrete results. At umaasa po ako na sana ang aking karanasan sa Department of Transportation ay maging sapat na basehan upang namang mapanatag ang inyong kalooban na kakayanin kong ipagpatuloy kung ano man sinimula ni Secretary Vince. At isa rin ito sa mga kautusan ng ating Pangulo when I took my oath. He directed me to ensure continuity, to push through with the projects in the deadlines as set forth by Secretary Vince, if not earlier. He asked me and Secretary Vince to provide solutions to everyday problems that the commuters face. And I assure you that the Department of Transportation will continue to follow that mandate. Lastly, again, under pain of being redundant, I don't want to be known as a politician. I just want to be known as someone who gets things done. I cannot be Secretary Vince, how I wish I am. But I assure you that I will apply whatever he taught me every day as his apprentice, and I will follow his culture, values, and ways of doing things. Because at the end of the day, we both believe that our mission is simply to save Filipinos time so that they can spend more of it with their families and friends. Ito lang po ang aming sukatan, batayan at pamantayan para maging matagumpay sa aming adhikain. Salamat po ng maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Secretary Lopez.
Thank you.
For the meeting.
Just on MRT just on MRT extension po, sir, no? There was also some talks to extend the MRT hours, although it was already extended by an hour, pero where are we po on extending or possibly having earlier trips for MRT or even LRT lines?
Inaantay pa namin ang rekomendasyon ng ating GM at ang ating maintenance provider, which is Sumitomo. Kasi madali po mag-extend kung pinag-uusapan lang natin oras. Pero ang primordial concern nito is the safety also. Kung kakayanin pa ng ating mga pagon at ating mga trucks. So this is not just a simple extending it, but again, we have to consider the safety of those passengers riding the train.
May padagdag lang ako, Sec. Just one. Yung ano po, yung sa, tawag dito, yung sa, Sec, sa LTO Region 2, merong mga nahuling alleged corruption, sir. What do you take of this na parang kapapasok mo pa lang, biglang may sumalubong na ganito? What will be your stance on corruption allegations in the DOTR? Knowing, sir, na expert kayo sa procurement, to make sure that all processes are very transparent at naro-root out po yung mga ganitong sumisira sa tiwala ng ahensya.
Thank you, no. So, on that, let me just give you a little bit of background of what really happened. Ako po, may personal knowledge ako dyan sa nangyari. A month ago, may isang regional director who visited me in my office. Ang pinag-usapan namin other than budget ay ito ngang mga korupsyon sa ating mga traffic, LTO, traffic enforcers. Sabi niya sa akin, may lumapit sa kanya at nagsusumbong na mayroong extortion, pangingikil na nangyayari. So ang sabi ko sa kanya, sige, tanungin mo mga yan and let them execute affidavits. We want names. At hindi natin yan palalagpasin. 2 weeks ago, bumalik sa akin yung regional director na yon. Sabi niya, I have the affidavit, I have the OPS, the operational plan, ano ang instruction. Sabi ko sa kanya, yariin mo. Ayun, yinari niya kahapon. I think September 1. Then just this morning, I think yesterday, I asked LTO to fire them out. Terminated na sila from service.
Another question, please.
Good morning po, Sec. Stacey Mora po from Balit ng A to Z. I have two questions lang po. Tuloy pa rin po ba ang pagsasa publiko na huwag tularan please kahit hindi na si Sec Dizon ang secretary ng DOTR?
Tuloy pa rin.
At gaano po ka-dedicated ang ahensya sa pagpapatuloy ng simulan ni Sec Dizon po lalo na sa mga lumalabag po sa traffic rules and regulation po?
Mas paigtingin namin. Mas dodoblehin namin ang aming efforts para huwag nang tularan ng mga barumbado at mga abusadong to. Makikita nyo po, tomorrow I am going to meet with our LTO, our Road Non-Infra USE, at sasabihan ko talaga sila na there's no let up on this, kailangan natin ipagpatuloy. I think we owe it to the public and we owe it to the secretary, the former secretary.
Go ahead.
Phone-in question po to. By the way, I'm Patrick from Rappler. So, someone asked po if what's your take on DOTR's compliance with the accessibility law, especially in road, rail, maritime, and airport transportation sectors?
Thank you. No, since that is a law, we have to comply. So we're working hard with our sectoral offices to make sure na kung anong nakasaad sa batas, kailangan naming sundan. As a matter of fact, if I remember it right, tulad na lang itong mga elevators natin sa MRT3. Isa yan sa mga unang sinuri ni Secretary Vince. At talaga namang sinabi niya, kailangan maayos yan. Itong mga PWD access, lahat ng mga yan, kailangan namin tutukan. So, I think, pati sa ating mga contractors, sa ating procurement, nasasama na rin yan sa kanilang mga terms of reference. Kasi po, yan ay batas at kailangan naming sundin.
Go with Joseph. Go ahead.
Sir, if you go to yung public feedback, medyo they're worried because si Secretary Vince, medyo high profile, lipat ng DPWH, they're worried na baka maiwan yung mga projects. But as you mentioned, si Maricar mentioned, in terms of maybe explaining your background, what projects were you behind dun sa mga projects na Secretary Vince was very visible? Saan ka medyo kumbaga, primary component ka or nakatulong ka dun sa mga projects? Which ones?
Sa lahat ng
lahat, pero yung mga medyo high profile na you were able to maybe push forward or
as of now. Even before. When these big ticket projects kasi started, sometime 2016, 2017, 2018, ang aking role at that time is for procurement. And the procurement of these projects usually talagang mahaba. These are big ticket projects. These are all the funded projects. So lahat ng mga to, kahit natapos na yung procurement, right of way naman issue ang pumasok. To cut the story short, nung pumasok kami nila Secretary Vince this February or March, I think, of this year, nakita namin ang rason kung bakit naantala ang implementation sapagkat hindi gumalaw ang right of way. I have to be honest, ang unang meeting namin with DOTR at that time is that 2022, I think the right of way is around the figures of 10%. 2025, the right of way was like something 10.7%. The total supposed to be right of way acquisition. So ibig sabihin, hindi masyadong gumalaw at hindi gumalaw at all. So we have to double down sa right of way. Kasi yan po ay isang obligasyon ng gobyerno, not the contractor. Kung walang site acquisition, walang right of way, again, kahit handa na ang ating mga contractors, saan sila magtatrabaho. And make no mistake, kahit bakit importante right of way, kasi dyan na rin papasok ang mga prolongation cost and everything, lalaki ang interest, hahaba yung kontrata. So kailangan talaga, napaka-importante. And we're lucky to have ASEC IC Calacas here. NSCR subway. At saka pati mga airports din namin, may mga nakaka-issue din.
Thank you, Joseph. Any other questions?